Hello everyone and welcome to Classic Gamer 74, episode 71. I'm your host Anthony and this is my friend Red the Fox. Hello there everyone. And today is an AVP Arcade vs. Port episode and we are going to be discussing... What was that? Oh, I think it's that new Paperboy. Hey! Hey you punk, come back here! Hey! Man, did you catch him? Are you kidding? He's too fast on that bicycle, man. I swear I'm going to get that punk. Oh, right. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Classic Gamer 74. I am Anthony Gamer. I already made the introduction. Oh, okay. Anyway, in spite of what's happened just now with our local newspaper delivery boy, today we're going to be discussing an AVP episode, Arcade vs. Port, of the game Paperboy. I'm gonna kill that punk. I'm sure you will. Okay, the game Paperboy was developed by Atari Games in 1985. It was designed by John Schlitz, Dave Ralston, Russell Dower, and programmed by John Schlitz. What set Paperboy apart from other arcade games of that time period was the cabinet itself. You had a set of handlebars instead of a joystick. Now, the handlebars were actually modified from the yoke that was used in the Star Wars arcade games. You had the buttons on the sides to shoot the papers. You push forward to speed up, and you pull back on the handlebars to slow down. Another game that set Paperboy apart from other arcade games of that time period was it had actual human dialogue, not just some modified robot-like speech, and it had really cool background music. Obviously, the object of the game is to deliver papers, so when the game starts up, you have a choice of 3 different ways to go, 3 different routes. You got Easy Street, Middle Road, and Hard Way, so let's go ahead and check the game out then. Okay, so the synopsis of the game is simply to deliver newspapers to your customers. You can trash the non-customer houses, and you have to avoid obstacles. Now, in order to successfully deliver the newspapers to your customers, you throw the papers. You have to land them either on the welcome mat or in the mailbox, which I think somebody once proved that that's technically impossible to do in real life on a moving bicycle. But regardless. Now, in order to beat the game, you have to get 7 days of deliveries there. If you miss deliveries or break windows of customers, you lose them. If you make a perfect delivery, you gain, or in some cases, regain a lost customer. As you can see, them obstacles are pretty tough there. Not only do you gotta deal with moving vehicles, irate people on the street, and all kinds of crazy stuff happens there. And at the end of each day of delivery, you go through an obstacle course.
Oh, wow.
Now, if you don't happen to make it all the way through the obstacle course and make it to the end, that's okay, because if you crash during that time period, oops, sorry about that, you actually don't lose a life. So just making it to the obstacle course is completing a day. And here's a helpful hint. Don't forget that you actually get extra points for tossing the newspaper into a customer's newspaper box.
Okay, now
and you can actually gain some other extra points by breaking the windows and the property of your non-customers. Didn't you tell me that parents groups had a real problem with this game back in the day? Oh, they sure did. I mean, they had all kinds of ads up saying that, oh, this game is terrible. And I believe it actually got some sort of parental advisory on the commercial. Oh, you mean one of those do not try this at home, only leave it in a video game. Yeah, that kind of thing. Okay, and let's see how we did. I think we broke a couple windows there. Oh, yeah, we lost 3 customers. Oh well. This popular was going to be ported sooner or later, and believe it or not, it was ported to just about every game system and computer system known to man at that time period. So let's check out a couple of them. Alright, the first one we're going to look at was made for the Atari ST computer. Now, in my opinion, I thought this particular port had really good hit detection. Oh yeah, it really did, and the graphics and sprites were really bright, a lot like the arcade. And sometimes that's what you look for. You want to make a port as close to the arcade as possible, but yet still put your own touches on it. Oh, I agree. And another thing I really liked about it was that you got a lot of extra newspapers. I mean, they were all over the place. The only bad side I saw to this game was you had that little bitty small screen there, and it was really hard to see what was coming. So, of course, they gave you 6 lives to start the game out with, so I mean, you had to, because it was really hard to see what was coming, and crashing was pretty easy to do. And some objects were really easy to avoid there. Even hard to avoid. Oh yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry about that. But overall, not a bad port, but not what I would call my personal favorite. Okay, well, we might as well get this over and done with. Oh yeah. So, alright, let's go ahead and check out what a lot of people, myself included, consider the worst port of Paperboy. That is the Nintendo NES version. Okay, so I can't really find a lot of good things to say about this one. I mean, the colors were pretty drab and just poor quality, and worst of all, it had poor hit detection. You think you were throwing the papers at something and you would miss. Look at that right there. And you think you were avoiding an object, but then it would still run into you. It's like you're far away from it and it still hits you. Your thoughts? Okay. Another thing, what I really hated too. Oh, see, look at that. I thought I was around him. But what I really hated about this game was the fact that there were not a lot of extra papers. I mean, you could run around here trashing, you know, the neighborhood, and you'd run out of papers by the time it came time to deliver to your customers, and that was kind of the point of the game. It's really sad though that this was such a bad port, as usually with the NES, ports were usually pretty good. The obstacles were kind of different, although I will say one good thing, and that was I liked the music, but that was about it. Alright, so let's look at a good port there, and this is the Sega Master System. I totally agree with you on that one. The colors were very, very bright, like the arcade. One thing, it was very fast-paced, though. You had to really keep up with the bike moving and make your deliveries. Good hit detection, unlike the NES version. The music was pretty cool, like usual. And what I liked also, all those extra papers. So this was a very, very good port of the arcade game. Yeah, for start to finish, it was about as good as you were going to get at that time period during the 8-bit wars. So let's go ahead and watch Monday in its completion. Now, if you like the Sega Master System version, you're going to love the Sega Genesis version, as it was even better than that, if that's even possible. Oh yeah, I mean, it was very close to the arcade. It had the actual dialogue that the Paperboy made. The only drawback to this game was that you had to keep pushing forward on the joypad because it didn't move forward automatically, so you had to keep pushing on it. That again was kind of a little bit of a drawback. It made the game a little slower paced than the Sega Master System, which was pretty much go, go, go. This one, you were pushing forward all the time and trying to steer, which sometimes made the game a little bit difficult. And one other thing, just like in the arcade, you crashed at the same places right there. You hit the hearse, and the people driving the road run you over. So that's a sign that it's pretty close to the arcade, don't you think so? Yeah, it's great. Anyway.
Don't tell my boss.
Alright, so last of all, let's check out what we personally consider, the most underrated port of Paperboy, and that is the Game Boy Advance version. So let's check it out. Okay, now it's kind of hard to believe here that this is actually a Game Boy port. Now, I really liked it myself, and here's why. It, in my opinion, was a nice balance of all the ports. You take a little bit of that port, a little bit of this port, you improve on the bad parts of other ports, and you got it all together. Why I say that is because this, I believe, was the last port to be released that we're going to discuss today. I mean, there have been others since, but of what we consider the classic ports, this was the final one. So that kind of gave them the advantage of looking at the other ports and saying, here's what they did wrong, and we're going to try to make it right. And that's exactly what they did. You have the good, crisp, bright colors. You had good hit detection. Lots of extra newspapers there to pick up. A little bit of the snarky dialogue. You had a lot of the obstacles from the arcade. So I have to say this is probably one of the best ports. Boy, you sure don't do good with them cars, do you, Anthony? Anyway, just finish what you were saying. Okay, then. Don't take it out on me because you like to run into cars. Anyway, so, as I said, of all the ports, this one has to be one of my favorites because, like I said, just a great job. Everything you want on it in the game, you got it here. Yeah, and don't forget those sound effects. Look at that, just like in the arcade, Training Grounds Ahead. I mean, none of the other ports did that. Don't forget the great sound effects, the background music. I mean, yeah, this was a great job that they did on this one. So, what you gonna do about that Paperboy out there? Well, I already called and canceled the subscription, okay? And the newspaper said they're gonna reprimand him, but he kind of has a history of doing this. Oh yeah, of course he does. And the best part of all, what's that? He's gonna be riding past here tomorrow, so we're gonna get him when he comes by. You ready? Oh yeah. Wait till tomorrow. 24 hours later. Alright, you ready? Ready when you are. Hey, there he is. Quick, go get him. Hey! Come here, you punk. Come here. Ow! Get him. Oh, ow. Bite him. Ooh. I got his foot, Anthony. I'm going to bite him right now. Ow, that's mine. Ow. Come here, little punk. I hope y'all enjoyed today's episode of Classic Gamer 74. If you did, don't forget to give us a great big thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Boy, he really best jumped good, didn't he? Yeah, but you guys should see the other guy. Ow, ow. Okay, and while you recover there, I'll just finish the episode. Okay, now in next episode, we're going to be discussing games for gals. These are games that were either programmed by women, geared towards women, or had women protagonists. So you aren't going to want to miss that one. Well, until next time, this has been Anthony Gamer, and I'm Red the Fox, and we'll see each and every... What was that? You expecting a call? Well, I better answer that. Hold on. Hello? Yeah, this is Anthony Gamer. Who is this? Mumford? You demand equal time? And you'll be here next week. Okay. We'll see you then. What was that about? Well, it was this one guy, he said he wants equal time. Okay then.